Ride through the city like Brendan Schaub. I'm on a mission to get it all. Ride through the city like Brendan Schaub. If you ain't thick, please don't get involved.
And now, Brendan Thick Boy Schaub.
What's poppin', fam? May 28th, boy. May is flying by. Summer is upon us, kids. It is 9:45 a.m. What's poppin'? What's going on? Best time of the year here in Austin. A lot going on in the Real Housewives of the UFC, MMA in general. We got a lot of news is popping. Dana White sat down with the Rolling Stones. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot to discuss when we get into that. I posted, I'm going to start the show off with this today. So I posted how boxing is the easiest sport in combat sports. Listen, I expect the backlash, especially with the boxing heads. They're a club that doesn't play well with others. I've learned this from my time being around boxing. And, I worked the Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor fight, where I had to get heavy into boxing, especially the boxing heads. And, they're this older club and they just don't like newcomers. And that's what it is. And the fan base is similar. The fan base quick to like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. And you got to realize, I'm not saying boxing's easy. None of this stuff is easy. I was saying out of all the major disciplines that it takes to compete in mixed martial arts or combat sports, it would be the easiest. And I laid out the whole examples that I gave you guys. But what I find interesting is now I'll have promoters, all sorts of people. Some people do it for clicks, and actual legit boxing promoters like, if you think it's so easy, why don't we set up a fight? And it's like, oh, you're entirely missing the point. You're missing the point. You're missing the point. It's like, oh, if you think box so easy, why don't you give it a go? It's like, oh, you got to do your homework too. I've boxed. I was Golden Gloves Denver champion. I've boxed, and boxing was a major emphasis when I was pursuing my mixed martial arts career, where I was professional for a number of years, for those of you that don't know. But that being said, a better example would be, the example isn't to double down and go, well, let's bring another former UFC guy over and have him try out boxing. No, you're missing the point. You promoters out there that keep throwing shit my way or offers my way, the point is, you would say, well, I got this, I'm a heavyweight, right? So you'd say, I have this heavyweight boxer. Let's see how you do against wrestling U or wrestling DC or wrestling insert any other mixed martial artist that has a grappling background. Or if you're feeling really froggy, you'd be like, well, let's see how Tyson Fury would do against insert world-class wrestler. That's my point. My point is Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Usyk, any of these guys, if they decided to compete at a very high level in wrestling, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, they don't last very long at all. But those guys I can have compete at a high level in boxing and they would last pretty long. That's my point. So when you promoters out there are going, oh, well, if it's so easy, why don't you step into the ring? Hey, fuckface. You're missing the point. The point would be you take your pure boxer and step into the arenas over here, which isn't boxing. Let's see how it goes. And it's not going to go well. So offering me boxing fights isn't proving anything. What would prove that is if your boxer wanted to roll with me, grapple with me, wrestle with me, or even on a bigger scale, have your elite boxer step on into RAF, ADCC, Craig's Jiu-Jitsu, Eddie Bravo's Jiu-Jitsu. That would be proving me wrong. Not having another former mixed martial artist compete in boxing. That does exactly the opposite of what I was trying to prove. So hopefully that's a little clear here. Still got love for you. all the hate was expected. Whenever you say that stuff, the boxing community freaks out, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We got a UFC fight night. So the UFC is basically edging us till June 14th for the White House card. And there was I want to say it was Michael Beasley, the dude who fought on Aiden Ross's.
The basketball player?
The basketball player. Yeah. He's the one that leaked, but clearly there's a model at the UFC Apex, the UFC White House. But I told y'all, there's a cover over it. For fuck's sakes. There's a cover over it. They're not going to have an open goddamn arena. They're not going to have an open octagon in the middle of the summer in Washington, D.C. It's covered. It's an American flag cover. Damn it, I told y'all. No, I just think the Sun's going to be beaten down on them. No, that's insane. Of course not. That's the construction. But if you look at it, you can find it on there. But that thing's going to be covered, y'all, with an American flag. It's like a tarp. It goes over it. You just can't have that thing fucking wide open. That'd be insane. Like Dana's like, I'm a little concerned about bugs. Like, hey, but we're 3 weeks out. You're just now thinking about bugs? No one told you? It gets a little muggy out there in Washington, D.C.? Temporary 90-foot tall open air dome. That's wrong. That is wrong. What are you using? Google? Google's always wrong. You got to type in Michael Beasley leaks White House. I'm pretty sure it's Michael Beasley. My CT could be flaring up right now. And then go to, oh, there it goes. See on the right, says Michael Beasley just gives a sneak peek. Yeah. You see the goddamn cover?
I mean, there's a cover, but it's still like...
That's not that would be a cover. It's not just going to be a fucking random claw. That's a cover, man.
I don't think I realize how big this is.
No, we realize, sir. Yeah, there's a huge American flag cover.
Jumbo screens? I'm pretty sure those ones on the other side are big.
If you could just show the rendering, not your hat, that'd be great, Beasley.
Let's go back. So it's definitely covered on top here, but like this is the opener.
But of course it is.
Yeah, that's all.
That's what I was saying this whole time.
Yeah, but birds and
that thing
bugs
looks
could still
sick.
Get in.
Yeah, the bugs are gonna have to figure out. But yeah, so you got...
But there is some sort of cover, yes.
Yes, there's covers.
Yeah.
But the UFC's just edging us to that June 14th. And then we're going to do a dope thing the week of the White House card. We're going to get a little spicy here on the Big Brown Breakdown. We'll have more news for you coming soon on that. But yeah, so the UFC's just edging us to June 14th. So you got two fight nights. You have a fight night this weekend. I think it's going to start at, 6 a.m. our time?
I think so.
In Beijing? Is it Beijing?
It's in Macau.
Macau.
6 a.m., yeah, our time.
You have Song
Central.
Figueiredo. Song's a big favorite for a reason. You got some pretty sizable favorites on here. So you got Song Yadong, Zhang Mingyang, Alonzo Menfield, Sergey Pavlich, Teixeira. That's a tough fight for Teixeira. Jake Matthews doing the damn thing. Yeah, card's all right. Again, they're going to edge you till we get to freaking... I think Angela Hill, when she fights Saturday, she has the most fights in female history. Over 20. She's been doing the damn thing for a hot second. Again, not a great card, but you're going to get some finishes, so you get some highlights. Most of y'all are going to sleep through it. Yeah, it's at 6 a.m. our time.
Mm-hmm. Kai's card, he actually fought for the championship, so...
I'll be watching. Yeah, you're going to get a finish out of Sergey. You're going to get a finish out of Song Yadong. You're going to definitely get a finish out of Ming Yang.
Yeah, that one's going to be fun.
I guess if you're trying to make money on DraftKings, you'd go Sergey. You'd parlay all the favorites. Sergey, Ming Yang, and Song Yadong. That's your best bet there. And I'd pick all three of them to win. I'd pick Kai Asakura, Jake Matthews, of course. Alex Perez for the main card picks.
Mm-hmm.
You got this. It's kind of a quietly kind of popping weekend in the fight world because you got this. You got RAF. Yep. RAF is in Dallas, not too far away from us, about 3.5 hours. So you have Gable Stevenson versus Alexander Romanov. That's a fun one. Colby Covington, Chris Weidman. That one's interesting because Colby can compete at 170, right? Pretty sure Colby said on Arrow Show that fight, the weight limit's 200. Colby's never been 200 in his life. So Chris Weidman's going to have a significant weight advantage. Also, Chris Weidman, 2-time All-American in college. So he is no punk. Kyle Snyder, never mad at him. Then Merab Frankie Edgar.
That's cool.
Right? Yeah, it's a fun one.
Oh, Armin.
Sarukian Muggsy.
At middleweight.
Sarukian's staying active. They're not giving the toughest matchups, though. That's a fun one. I'll definitely tune into it. But yeah, Armin's just collecting checks and beating dudes up in this.
And I think the official location is Arlington, but that's like...
It's right outside Dallas. Yeah. Yeah, RAF is doing the damn thing. That's a good card. That's by far the best card of the weekend. By far. Outside UFC, RAF is... UFC has their big numbered events, but outside that, consistently, nobody's really messing with RAF. They're doing the damn thing, man.
They're promotional.
Huge fan.
Yeah.
Huge fan. So you got RAF, you got Gable Stevenson, Colby Covington, Chris Weidman, Sarukian. You got some big names on there. And then you also got on ESPN, MVP has the all-female card. You got Amanda Serrano. You got Han versus Holly Holm. And there's getting a little bit of buzz. Tiny buzz of Holly talking about rematching Ronda Rousey. I don't see it happening, but you never know. I might check out that main event. I'll watch Holly. I'll definitely watch the UFC because I'll be up. Nobody else will be up, so I'll be able to watch that in silence. And I usually catch the RAFs when I can. All right, what do you got, Chin? Get this raccoon closer. What you got, big dog?
All right, the first one is this guy posted, Walnut MMA posted that there's one seat left for the McGregor versus Holloway card.
Yeah, Conor reposted too. That was sold out. But the thing is, it's not all the tickets are sold out. Just the ones they released, right? Like the Fight Club tickets?
Says something about, the pre-sale Fight Club tickets. There's one left there. But then he also says that they're still going to sell out just as fast.
Yeah, so this is the Fight Club pre-sale sold out, like literally like this. As soon as they release those other tickets, it's going to sell out too. This is why they didn't want Conor at the White House card.
Yeah, makes sense.
He's by far the biggest gator.
This post alone just got 2.6 million views.
And Conor reposted it too, so that thing's cracking. Yeah, expected.
Yeah, so that's cool. And speaking of Conor and Holloway...
let me read the headline. It says, Conor McGregor makes cryptic comment on UFC deal for Max Holloway fight.
Yeah, there's nothing really cryptic about it, though, but this is what he says here.
The big fight is coming. Let's cheers to that. The Mac is back, baby. Let's go. I'm out so long. 5 years. My body's fresh. My mind is sharp. I'm ready to come back. I've got a great opponent. I've got a great deal off the UFC. I'm very, very happy they honored me finally. Meaning he got paid. I heard he got 15 mil.
That's what I saw too. At least 15, right?
Yeah, 15 minimum, and that's for 2 fights.
Yeah, and then he was talking to that Navy SEAL that I guess he was on the same team that killed Osama bin Laden. And did you watch the post where he gave him his glove that he used to shoot bin Laden?
That's cool.
Yeah, so the SEAL kept the right glove because that's what he dropped bin Laden with, and he gave Conor the left glove because that's where Conor.
That's pretty badass.
People. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious what version of Conor we get because remember, the leg injury that he had, typically when guys come back from that, it's not great. But no one's taking this much time off and come back, so we'll see.
And this one, did you see this one? According to Ariel Helwani.
Says, according to Ariel Helwani, Conor McGregor has refused to sign a new deal with the UFC. As a reminder, Conor still has 2 fights left on his current contract. McGregor remains the biggest star in MMA history. Yep.
And this is around the same time as that other post where he says, I'm happy with the deal. So I'm not sure if this is just a little bit before.
Yeah, but this is Conor McGregor. Here's the thing about Conor. Not only is he the best, biggest star the UFC's ever had, but he's also the smartest businessman. So he's made the most money for a reason. Not because he's dumb, not because he's the best fighter. He made the most money because he's the best businessman. So for him, he knows. So the only way he agreed to fight on International Fight Week, he was like, I'll do it, but you have to fight me again by the end of the year. So, and it's in the fan questions, and this guy made a great point. So I won't ruin it, but okay. I think we know whose opponent will be by the end of the year as well.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So Conor will fight twice this year just so he can hit the free agency market. And all he's doing is taking a page out of the boxers. Because the boxers, they don't sign these long-term deals. No. Conor's like, no, I know all the money's on Netflix MVP against Nate. So do these two, crank it out fast because Nate's not getting any younger. And then next year, 2027, I'm going to jump on over to Netflix MVP and make all the bag. That's why he's doing it.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Oh, this one too.
But that's not a problem. That's a good thing.
Yeah, so
that's a great thing.
He's happy with his deal as far as fighting Max, but then he wants to, if he's going to extend his contract, then he's going to want like enormous amount of money or leave, right? Obviously. So this is Dana White talking about new UFC fighters coming in, and I'll just play the.
But here, before you play this, going back to Conor, so just think about it. So let's just say, I'm not saying he is, I'm hoping he wins, but let's say Conor fights Max, which he is, International Fight Weekend. Conor loses that fight. He's the underdog for a reason. We don't know what he's going to look like. Let's say he's not the best version. He loses that fight. Then he has one more. I'll tell you in fan questions who he's going to fight at the end of the year. So then he fights that fight. Let's say he loses that fight. So he's 0-2, hasn't won a fight in fucking 5 years at least. It's kind of damaged goods. What's the only fight that makes sense? So let's say, and I'm sure that's why UFC was like, yeah, cool, 2 fights. We're cool with 2 fights because we're paying you so much money. If he goes 0-2, there's not going to be a huge market for him. There's not a lot of guys that can keep giving him that are going to require the UFC to pay him 15 mil. So they're probably cool with it. So what's the one fight he can do and ride off in the sunset and make all the money? It's not that competitive of a fight. Nate Diaz. Yeah. So UFC's probably like, yeah. We think he goes 0-2. There's not going to be that much appeal. We're not going to pay him, or sure as fuck not paying Nate the amount of money they want to fight in the UFC. Yeah, we'll do 2. Odds are you go 0-2, and then you can jump on over to Netflix, fight Nate, make all the money, and then that's it. That's why they're doing it. That's why they're like, yeah, we'll pay you for 2. So this is from Jedi Goodman. It says, this is the Dana White interview at Rolling Stones, which was interesting. This guy did a pretty good job, especially for Rolling Stones. So Dana White, quote says, if you come to the UFC, let's say you sign a 3-fight deal, we're going to find out if you even belong in the UFC. So I should pay you $370K to see if you belong in the UFC. Play the clip. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you my issue with this.
Sort of big issue that I wanted to address with you. It's one that you've talked about a lot before, but I think is more relevant now since the big Paramount deal. Is I think the most common criticism of the UFC and of your business as a whole has been how much the fighters themselves get paid.
When people talk about that, you know what they don't compare it to? What a guy makes when he goes into his first boxing event.
Right.
The difference is because we look like, we're a league or however you want to look at us. We're not a one-off promoter doing a fight and there's some guys on the other. Some of these guys make $100 a round in boxing. And since 2001, the pay has gone like this. And if you look at the deal that we just cut, like you said, with Paramount, imagine how it's going to look over the next 7 years. Fighter pay has continually gone up every year, and it will continue to go up as long as we continue to be successful. If you come into the UFC, let's say you sign a 3-fight deal, we're going to find out if you even belong in the UFC.
Right.
So I should pay you $370,000 to see if you belong in the UFC?
What is the sort of ballpark for the guys that are coming off Contender Series or get signed of, ballpark of what someone gets for their first 3-fight contract
Yeah,
these days.
it's somewhere between 10 and 10 and 15 and 15.
Yeah. Do you ever think that you're going to increase that substantially?
It has
or
increased.
Is it kind of, yeah.
It has increased. The question becomes, what do you pay somebody to come in and see if they're good enough to be there? What we've built.
You can pause it. My only thing there is like you're the UFC. So the difference between UFC and boxing is UFC is a straight monopoly. They're the brand, they're the NFL, they're NBA. So that's why they get pushback. I see what he's saying, how, hey, we're not the NFL, we're not the NBA, there is no league. And he's like, we're not some one-off promotion. Yeah, I know. That's why we're comparing you to the NFL, NBA, MLB, because you have contractually for the next 7 years, which would make you a league, 46 fights that you're guaranteed. So we know you have to fill those 46 fights. So that's why people are like, well, come on, dude. So, but here's my issue with this. If he goes, so hold on, I'm going to pay some kid $370,000 to see if he belongs in the UFC. It's like, well, first of all, that's what Contender Series or the Ultimate Fighter would be for. That's also why every NFL team, every MLB team, every NBA team has a thing called scouts. So they recruit guys that they know have the talent and have the potential to make it in the NFL. So the NFL, the reason why they have combines and the reason why scouts get paid tons of money is because they analyze and break down film and go watch college football games. They even watch high school football games to see if these kids have the potential to make it in the NFL. And that's why the NFL, NBA, MLB pays guys millions of dollars, and they've never stepped foot in the NFL. They don't know if they're going to be 7-8 year veterans in the NFL, but they know with the potential that they have the potential to be in the NFL. So to his point, how do we know if these kids even belong? Well, fuck, dude, you own the league. You should have a staff. You should have some sort of scouts. Like, what the fuck's Maynard doing all the time? Just putting fights together? Nah, bitch. Get on the road. Go to LFA. Go to Ring of Fire, which I don't know if it's even around anymore. Go to these other leagues. Go to Game Bread, Bare Knuckle. Go to fucking KSW, Cage Warriors. Your job, and maybe it's not him because he's the matchmaker, but you should have some sort of scouting department that evaluates talent, and then we say, hey man, we should probably offer this guy blah blah blah, insert price. But that's insane. Like, well, no, yeah, we'll give them a shot, but how do we know they even belong? Well, fuck, dude, you guys are $1 billion organization. That's not a reason not to pay guys. That's on you. So, but also their kind of tryout is Dana White Contender Series. That's how many guys are in the UFC now that came from Dana White Contender Series. So you have a pretty good idea. It's your show. You saw them in person. You can have scouts there. You can have scouts go to the gym. But they had their audition. So it's saying we don't know if these guys are going to survive. That's kind of the job, Bubba. That's kind of what your staff should be doing. Evaluating talent. Going, yeah, this kid's really good, and then giving them a decent paycheck, man. That's where it's a little weird. It's a little weird. Like you shouldn't be signing guys going, well, let's see if they even belong. Buddy, you should have a scouting department just like every other major fucking professional sport does across the board. That goes, yeah, this kid's going to be really good. Let's give him insert pricing. You shouldn't find out if they belong in the UFC or if they're good enough to fight in the UFC in their first fight in the UFC. No other league does that, ever. Ever. That's why they have a huge scouting department, which employs thousands and thousands of scouts across the board. That's a little weird.
Okay. So I'm
sure this one's good. This one's good. So this is from TJ Dillashaw. He says, Khamzat Chimaev was vomiting green bile, was reportedly close to death, according to TJ Dillashaw, who revealed details from his conversation with Sam, who's the Calavita, who's the strength coach for all those boys. So apparently near the end of camp, Khamzat trusted the wrong people to handle his cut and went terribly wrong. When he drank a quarter of the water he was supposed to, it was made even worse by the fact that Khamzat only has half of his thyroid. Dillashaw says, I spoke to Sam for about an hour some time ago, and he told me everything about Khamzat's weight cut. I never heard anything like it in my life. It's insane what I was told. I don't want to go too deep into it. Wish you would. But he was vomiting green bile and was close to death. From what Sam told me, he wasn't allowed to oversee the main part of his weight cut because Khamzat trusted another person with it. From what I understand, it was the same guy who worked with Arman when he had weight cutting issues before the Islam Makhachev fight that caused back spasms. Way to go, boys. From what I understand, one of his main issues was improper water loading. You can't just skip proper water intake and expect to cut 10 pounds safely. Sam told them exactly how much water he needed to drink, but they didn't listen. In the end, he only drank a quarter of the required amount, tried to cut 4 times more than he should have at once. At one point, he didn't even want to continue cutting weight anymore. This is a red flag. At one point, he didn't even want to continue cutting weight anymore. He wanted to pay Strickland $1 million and say, that's it. I can't do this. I'm going to die.
What the hell?
And people forget he only has half a thyroid gland. Who forgets? How would we fucking know?
I don't know.
His metabolism is twice as slow as a normal person's. I don't like any of this. If you don't account for that properly, you can literally kill somebody. Just look up what happens in a person's metabolism when they only have half a thyroid. Khamzat was only 16 pounds above the limit entering fight week. That's nothing. If you know anything about cutting weight, that's nothing. I used to come in 15 pounds over as a bantamweight, which is a much tougher cut. And I always made weight. It all comes down to proper water loading. If I drank the amount I was supposed to, all that was left was flushing the water out and the weight would have been made. They didn't have that. Boy, oh boy, talk about red flags. Few things there. So scroll back up to what he was saying. There's a few red flags here. The biggest one is do we know the gentleman who Arman Sarukian used to cut weight where he missed the title fight? That, first of all, why you guys keep going back to this guy? I assume he's of similar descent. There's a reason to show loyal to this guy, because where I come from, if you're using somebody to cut weight and that dude is responsible for a fighter missing not only weight, but a title fight, oh, you're out. We can't use that guy anymore. We can't trust you. So that's a red flag there. The other red flag is Khamzat saying he wants to give up and just pay Sean Strickland $1 million. It's here. All this being said, there's so many excuses coming out about why Khamzat lost. They're trying to come up with a logic excuse of why he lost that fight. He lost the fucking fight. Lost the fight. We got to move on. He lost the fight. Now, the one thing I can't stand is when a fighter doesn't take accountability. So Khamzat should come out and say, hey, man, we lost the fight. I made some critical errors. My weight cut was awful. That's on me. It's not on whoever they're hiring to cut the weight. It's on Khamzat. This is all on you. Because it's not like Khamzat's some new prospect and he has 1 or 2 fights in the UFC. If you get to the level he's at, which is world champion, #1 middleweight in the world, you're the best to do it at the time when you're champion. Me and the fan base assumes that you're a professional and you got it covered when one of the biggest aspects of fighting, especially in mixed martial arts, is cutting weight. I assume you fucking figured that out, especially when you get to a championship level. So, Matteo Capodanglio?
That's what I looked up. Both Khamzat and Arman use this guy.
So fire that guy. Fucking fire that guy. So Arman missed weight, really fucked up his career, even though he salvaged things and he got on kick and with Nina drama and his star power kind of elevated, which is all good, but you still missed a fucking title fight, which is wild. Fire this guy. And then this guy decides not to water load and do it the right way, and then you're throwing up green bile. So Dr. Mateo, high-performance sports nutritionist and the founder of Capo Nutrition, fire him. Yeah, the guy's out. Nobody should ever use him again.
Mm-hmm. Culturally tailored fuel.
So unlike many traditional fighters who rely heavily on pasta, Dr. Mateo's camps for Khamzat feature a record low for pasta and major focus on lamb. Yeah, fire him. No, you're out. You're out. Keep going down. Dr. Mateos actively debunks rumors regarding massive, dangerous fight week drops. He clarifies that such numbers actually represent fighters' total weight difference from the beginning of the camp to the weigh-in. Yeah, fire him. He's out. Can't use him. Can't use him.
But it looks like what you're saying, where he's, it's his culture. That's kind of why they used him. Like they know the specific kinds of foods that they eat and stuff like that. But
yeah, you're fired. Yeah, can't use him. A guy like Armin misses a title fight, and now your main guy, Khamzat, looked like complete shit and initially almost died.
Yeah, those are red flags.
And why the fuck does Khamzat have half a thyroid?
Let me look that up.
If you're a Khamzat fan, none of this is good.
Persistent health issues and ongoing illness that severely compromises his immune system. I don't know. I remember that time that he was messed up. Was it because of COVID, they said?
Yeah, so the exact underlying cause was never detailed by his team, but the ongoing problems, which include severe bouts of sickness, multiple hospitalizations, ultimately required surgery. Because the thyroid regulates a person's metabolism. Having only half of a functioning gland slows his metabolic rate and makes his intense weight cuts for UFC fights incredibly dangerous and complex. So it sounds like you need to get a little more discipline so you're not cutting so much goddamn weight all the time. You also need to fire the guy who was doing it.
Yeah.
None of it's good. And then when I hear him, he wanted to give up. Oh, buddy, I told you guys it's mental with this guy. God damn it. Well, this isn't promising. Throwing up green bile? Yeah. Fight night was probably tough, pal.
Offer him $1 million too. That's freaking wild.
Oh my God. Strickland would be like, get the fuck out of here. And then just went on a fucking social media tear. Yeah, here's my thing too. I love TJ, but it's kind of a good play because everyone was blaming that Calvillo guy, right? Everyone's blaming the strength coach. So this takes the pressure off him of TJ being like, no, it's not him. It's this other schmuck who's feeding these guys lamb and doesn't want to fucking carb load and water load correctly. That's why he looked like that. Not because our strength and conditioning. So I can see why TJ would do that. But also, God, it's not good. Especially revealing he wanted to quit. If I'm Khamzat, I'm like, what the fuck you doing, dude?
The $1 million too. That's like,
why would you tell him? I
dude.
told people that. Yeah, it's a horrible look. Horrible look.
And this just came out too. I don't know how reliable this is, but it says that Khamzat Chimaev has reportedly requested a rematch. And according to this person's sources from Fight Basics, Sean Strickland has accepted the fight.
So it says Khamzat Chimaev has reportedly requested a rematch. According to many sources, Sean Strickland has accepted the fight, of course, but he also has a broken nose. The only condition is the bout takes place in the U.S., and Khamzat originally wanted Abu Dhabi. You're not the champ anymore, motherfucker. No. You're going to fight where Strickland wants to. You're the contender now. Strickland beat you. You're going to fight on American soil. That's how this works.
Yep.
However, the UFC still hasn't made a final decision on whether Strickland's next opponent will be Imavov or Khamzat. I bet it's Khamzat.
And Strickland was very adamant about, like, if I win the title, it's going to be in the USA. He's not leaving.
Oh, if I'm Strickland, dude, they made him fight Izzy in Australia. Like, he's fighting some bullshit places. Canada. No.
He deserves it. He deserves it to be here.
Yeah.
Sure.
Fuck it. There's no way. How are you going to lose and look like that and then make all the excuses? Almost didn't do the fight because your stupid weight cut and your thyroid. But yeah, but you have to fight me in Abu Dhabi. Get the fuck out of here. You're going to fight where we tell you to fight. Good chance it's going to be in Vegas. Get your shit together, get a proper weight cutting coach, and shut your trap. That's such a red flag, man.
Yeah.
Such a red flag.
All right. Yeah. Thoughts on this as well? Ilia Topuria's.
So this is from Championship Rounds at Champ RDS. Ilia Topuria says he chooses not to use his wrestling because he wants to entertain the fans. He says, if I wanted, of course, I can take Gaethje down and do whatever I want to him. Easier said than done. But I really want to give the fans a show. With Max Holloway also, I could have taken him down, control him on the ground, and submit him, but it wouldn't be exciting as it was. That's the same thing I'm planning to do with Justin. It's going to be pure striking, at least from my side. Wow. Pretty gangster.
Yeah, if he actually stays true to it, that'll be extremely gangster.
He's been doing that.
They call him like the same thing. As
his
Mystic
wrestling's
Mac.
super high level. He could, to his point, he could take Charles or all these guys down.
When he says something that he's going to do it, he always does it. So
pretty badass.
Even like which round he's going to win and all
pretty
that crap.
badass.
Yeah, he's a badass.
Yeah, he is.
And this one as well. I don't know when this interview came out, but this looks like a very disheveled.
Go to the other one's pretty normal. So this says this is at Fightbo says I actually feel bad for Darren Till after seeing this clip.
So go to the clip.
Chat, look, you ever want to know how low someone can go? Me right here. Life comes at you quite fast. Fighting for world titles, yeah. Driving around on RS6s. Next minute, begging for pennies on streaming block bet. These guys bet $5 and you win against Gaethje and Ilia Topuria. That's life's come at me. Look at the air. Life came real fast at me. Look, the teeth are falling out of the fake teeth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, life came at me fast. These guys bet $5 and get 3 to 1 out.
Yeah, it's tough. I root for Darren Till, man. And you see, he's shredded. He's fighting. Again. We didn't even cover it. He fights in BKFC this weekend, dude. Did you know that?
It's this weekend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but we got to step our fight knowledge up. Yeah, he fights this weekend, BKFC, man. But I think what he's doing, man, is just remarkable. So he goes, if you want to know, it's tough with his accent, so you can't translate all of it. But if you ever want to know how someone can go, look at me right here. Life comes at you quite fast. From fighting for world titles, driving around an RS6, next minute you're begging for pennies on streams. Look at the hair. Life comes real fast.
The hair looks fine to me, man.
Look, the teeth have fallen out. The fake teeth. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, life came at me fast. Yeah, I think it's a lesson that all fighters, I mean, they're just going to watch Darren Till fight this weekend, like, oh, yeah, good for him. But it's like, man, what a story. The dude left. And again, he's one of the prime examples of he got pushed too fast. And it's a shame. And I'm sure the people around him, his management, because, you know, he had some wins. He had the Cerrone win. Next thing you know, you're fighting fucking Woodley in Liverpool, you know, as the main event.
I think he's like a co, I think. Let me see.
The thing, too, is...
Yeah, co.
That's crazy.
All right, we talked about this on Monday, that's why. Or a little bit.
Yeah, but it's this weekend.
I know, I got you.
The thing is about Darren Till is, like, there's lessons other fighters can learn from him. Like, life does come fucking fast, and especially in the fight game. Especially in the fight game when you're ranked that high and you're riding that wave, it's like you're only as good as your last fight, and then it's filled with monsters, man, monsters. But good on him, because remember, the UFC didn't cut him. He elected to leave because he had some issues with his knee and stuff, so he's able to do peptides and other stuff, and he looks fantastic. And he reinvented himself, and he's doing the damn thing, man.
Yeah.
You got to root for that guy. And it's just not, fighting's a very, very cold example because it's more evident in fighting. And you guys see the Charles Oliveira's of the world, or the Mighty Mouses, the John Jones and the Alex Pereira's. Buddy, most guys aren't like that. It's a fucking tough go. And it does come fast. It does. And other sports aren't like this. Like in basketball or baseball, like, you can be on top, but by the time you see them weather away. It's years and years and years, and they're also compensated like a motherfucker. In fighting, you can be world champion in January, and by November, you're unranked and nobody's fucking with you. There's nothing else like it. You can literally be on the top of the mountain, and then 3-4 months later, 5 months later, you're at the very bottom. No sponsors, no promotional push. And they're giving you a fucking killer, and you're on the undercard in fucking Macau. That's how this goes, man. That's why they should be compensated more. There's nothing like it.
And combat sports fans are probably the hardest.
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah,
and Darren Till, you know how easy it is? Just go like, fuck it, I'm going to pack my shit up and go. Or, I'm sure he's making good money in the UFC. He could have stuck around, maybe won or lost 1 or 2 more. But he's like, no, hold up. No, I'm not going out like this. I'm going to step back. I'm going to heal up my legs. I'm going to go into boxing. I'm going to do this. And he's made a name for himself. He's made a damn good living.
And he looks better than we've ever seen him too, at least physically. So that's good.
Yeah, and now with Netflix MVP, that's why I don't hate on Netflix MVP. I don't. But I give pushback when they keep going at the UFC. They're two completely different things. But now that a Netflix MVP is out there, Darren Till's going to fucking destroy Aaron Chalmers. I would bet any amount of money this weekend. He's going to fuck that guy's world up. But now there's an avenue for him on Netflix MVP to go over there, fight Mike Perry, fight Nate Diaz, and make a ton of money and get a ton of exposure. I don't know how you don't root for that guy. Mm-hmm. What he's doing is fucking tough, man. It's different than other sports.
He rebuilt himself.
It's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing. And again, there's no blueprint. There's no blueprint on when you fall off that mountain. There's no blueprint. Most guys weather away. They're holding mitts in a fucking gym in Liverpool and shit, trying to get by, pay their rent, pay their fucking car bill, feed their family. There's no blueprint. There's blueprints in every other sport. In fighting, there is none. It's very, very cold-blooded.
And his was unique too. I remember you kept pressing the fact that they kept pushing him too fast, right? They kept pressing him too fast, and he was on top of the world at that time too.
And this is why. This is
like that.
Typically how it goes. And not everybody's Darren Till. Here's the other thing too. You know how fucking talented Darren Till is? He's so good at fighting. He's so good. And he struggled in the UFC a little bit. Like he beat some really good guys, lost some really good guys. He's so talented. And sometimes you got to go in. So it's so mature for him to go, hold up, hold the fuck. Whoa. He got out of the phase like that. Oh, whoa, hold up. No. Pump the brakes. Hold on. No. I'm gonna step back. You're not cutting me. I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna go back to training. I'm gonna go to fucking Thailand. I'm gonna reinvent myself, get healthy, and then we'll circle back. Let me do my thing. You know how hard that is to bank on yourself after those losses?
Yeah.
Buddy, it's so inspiring to me. There's not a more inspiring story in MMA right now than Darren Till. It's so tough what he's doing. And not only is it tough to say, hold on, I'm going to step away from the UFC, I'm going to get my shit together, but then start winning and coming back and having motivation. Mm-hmm. It's crazy to me. I know most of you are like, what the fuck? People do. It's insane what he's doing. It's so tough. Physically, of course. Mentally, man.
Yeah.
Oof. True fighter's fighter. True badass.
Okay, speaking of, this is just a funny one. This is him and, Mike Perry and Darren Till always have a fun, back and forth and
We've
stuff.
been waiting for them to fight forever.
Yeah. So this is, I believe that it's on his, Mike Perry's podcast, and they're going back and forth again. And this is just, it's a funny.
Oh, he called in?
Yeah. So
Hilarious.
It's like a Zoom call. Hold on.
Very tough. You know I respect you and commend you, but you're stupid because you get hit too much and you can't take that for so long. That's not good. And let me just tell you, on a realist side, I'm hitting the hardest I've ever been hitting. If I hit you, I won't knock you out. I'll savagely fucking put you in a coma.
Do you buy the shit you're selling? Because you ain't fucking done shit in a while. You talking big game, but you ain't been doing shit. I've been winning. And I take hits like candy.
That's what I'm saying. You won't be around. When I beat you in boxing and come back to bare knuckles, you won't be around because you'll be fucked.
You the one who ain't been around. How you gonna tell me that I'm not gonna be around when you ain't been around? I've been getting after it.
I don't take shots like you, though. You take too many shots. Come on, get some defense.
Bullshit. Drinkus Duplessis was grinding powder this shit out of you.
You bet.
It's just funny.
Yeah, I love
They're
both
great
those guys.
together, yeah.
They're great. Those two need a podcast together.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And the build up when they fight, which they will, is going to be awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Dana White making Time Magazine, the cover. And that pose, too. What do you think of the pose?
It's like he's getting sucked off. He's all
right. His mouth is kind of
all,
hanging on his jaw.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, girl. So this is Time Magazine. Time Magazine says Dana White helped turn mixed martial arts MMA from a fringe spectacle once dismissed as human cockfighting into one of the most powerful forces in the sport and entertainment through the rise of the UFC. Now he's bringing it to the White House. There are some nights I'll get up at the end and go, what the fuck do I do for a living? Well, okay.
What?
Keep scrolling down. Is there any other quotes on there?
That's it on this post.
Keep going down.
These are just comments.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, to make it on Time Magazine, the cover, that's pretty badass.
Big deal. I would use a different picture, but
I mean, he must have been like, that's the one, dude.
oh yeah, his team
Like,
selected that picture.
Yeah.
I don't know what that. I don't know what's going on.
it does
there.
look like he's getting fucking.
Yeah, he's getting sucked off. It's awesome.
Okay, so we already know about the appeal that Verhoeven's doing versus Usyk.
In
In
boxing,
boxing match.
those things never go anywhere.
Yeah, but then even the referee, that's the biggest point. The referee said that he himself didn't hear the bell. I don't know how much that makes of a difference, but because that means he was breaking up the fight anyway.
And that's
you know?
also the coach said he ran into him on a flight. So is that going to go on record and say it? Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I think the best it could possibly happen is no contest, but even that's very, very
I don't
rare.
see that happening.
Yeah.
It's boxing.
Oh, do you want to hear Teddy Atlas's view on it?
Yeah.
There's the uppercut. Now, we did our own clock. 30 seconds has gone by. Not 8, 30 seconds he's had to recover. Hey, all right, but the referee steps in. Now, definitely, a little after the bell. I really believe that the referee already made up his mind simultaneously as the bell was about to ring. The referee was already ready to stop it. So you can't blame him. Now, for the people out there that said the referee knew there was only 10 seconds left, that ain't his job. Go back to Chavez and Meldrick Taylor when that fight was stopped with seconds left in the fight. That took that fight away from Meldrick Taylor, who had won that fight. Yeah, I'm being a lawyer for the ref. You know, yeah, what are we going to do? I'm a lawyer for anyone who I think is right. In a business I've been in 50 years. I'm a prosecutor for anyone who I think should be thrown out or thrown in jail.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you watch it again, it's not as bad as you think because the ref is doing the action to stop the fight as simultaneously as the bell. If I were betting on it, that ref just stopped Usyk from completely finishing him in the 12th round.
I agree.
But I think the bigger thing is like nobody would have a problem with it if Usyk was beating the shit out of him and then they stopped there. You'd be like, oh, thank God. Rico was getting his ass whipped. But because he was having more success than we thought, he was such a massive underdog, people are like, oh, no, you robbed him. It's like going to that fight, if you count that round, be a 10-8, probably go even. Do you think Rico would have done better in that 12th round?
The problem is I think even Rico said that he's been dropped in pretty much all of his fights and he comes back. So like, give them the opportunity. I always say like, it's a fucking championship. That's a huge one too.
Yeah, especially you're talking about a legacy fight.
Yeah.
And this massive underdogs having a lot of success. Gotta let him go in the 12th round. But when you see it again, the ref was moving while the bell, so he's going to stop it, but it's a tough one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go to... Oh, so yeah, Dana White's saying that Anderson Silva still doesn't talk to him because he was released from the UFC. He wanted to continue fighting, I guess.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know why this reminded me. So yesterday I'm driving down the road, right? I'm going to meet my wife for lunch after the podcast. driving down the road, this Sprinter van with some dope wheels. So I noticed it right away. It took
Sprinter with dope wheels?
Yeah, it had some Black Rhino wheels on it. It was like an off-road look, and I like those Sprinter vans when they have the off-road look.
Yeah.
But it's going beep, beep, and I'm like, yeah. And especially in Texas, people see my Hummer. I'm in my Humvee, my 89 Humvee. So people always honk and like give me thumbs up. So beep, beep. I'm like, yeah, cool, man. Keep driving. Beep, beep. I'm like, cool, man. Yeah, and I'm glad you enjoy it. Beep, beep. I'm like, what in the fuck, dude? I look over. It's Cheick Kongo.
No fucking way.
He rolled down the window. Schaub, what up, man?
That's
I'm like,
so random.
What up, dude? So we pull off and we get out. I talked to him for a hot second. He's been out in Austin 10 years.
Holy shit. I would never expect that
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here? He's like, I live here. I've been here 10 years. What the fuck are you doing here? I'm like,
shit.
oh, I live here now too. It's cool.
How does he look? Is he still jacked? And
Yeah, he looks good. Yeah. It's funny
that's
though,
so
right?
fucking random, yeah. Of all people. So apparently, okay, there's two different things here about Ray J. So he's under investigation for the comments because you remember we didn't actually discuss the comments, but he said like we had a deal. So there's an investigation.
Yeah,
going
I
on
don't want
whether
to throw
it was
anybody
rigged
under
or
the
not.
bus.
Yeah.
But what's there to investigate? So let's say that these two were in cahoots with each other saying, hey man, we're going to do this, this, and this. Homeboy knocked him out.
Yeah.
And Rage is like, what the fuck? And then if I'm this guy, I'm like, you know, he could be like, yeah, Ray J made me an offer. I never agreed to it. That was a fight to me. I knocked his ass out.
Yeah.
So what are they going to do? Like they can look into, it's an investigation of some low level fighting and they're not going to get much out of it. But if this, what's the guy's name?
Super Fire or something?
Flavor Fly. He just be like, yeah, Ray J was like, hey man, maybe we should, not hurt each other, something like this. He's like, but I was fighting. I knocked his ass out.
Yeah, but I think he's just regardless, just like this says right here, you can't do that regardless. So I'm sure they'll do a little bit of an investigation, but it'll probably go nowhere.
Yeah, they're not going to get anything out of this.
No, especially because he got knocked out.
Yeah.
And this one was also interesting. Says he's still in the hospital after 3 days. Why are you laughing? They picked a perfect picture too.
They picked the perfect picture right when he's about to get knocked out. But the other thing is remember, we covered on Fighting the Kid, and this comment says it too. They go, didn't they tell him he had 6 months to live like 4 months ago? Who let him do this?
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, none of it, it's all a shit show.
He is pretty damn funny on podcasts.
Oh, he's awesome on pods. Yeah, he's such a good time. He got knocked out. He's like, what the fuck, man? He got knocked out bad.
Yeah. And that could be his thing too. Like I didn't know what I was saying, I was fucking out of it.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing.
So this is Dana White reacting to Frank Warren, reacting to Dana White saying that he's going to be promoting the Joshua fight, Fury Joshua fight.
Fury Anthony Joshua, can you tell us where that fight will be taking place?
Where will be taking place?
Where will the Joshua Fury fight take place?
England.
I'm going to leave this one alone. Apparently, I'm not the promoter for that fight, according to
Actually,
some guys.
I saw Frank Warren also was asked about it yesterday.
Seeing Dana White say on stream that he's going to be the promoter for Fury versus AJ. What's the situation with that?
Well, he's not, because the contract with Tyson says that Zuffa will not be able to promote that fight.
So where has he got that from?
I don't know. Asked him. It's just...
Then he must be right.
Yeah. So
I could see Dana slipping in there somehow just to fuck over Eddie Hearn, just to piss him off.
So just to bullshit.
But I don't think he's bullshitting. He'll be involved some way, I bet.
Yeah, but he was just straight up like, yeah, he must be right then. So
yeah, maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he thought he could, and they're like, no, contractually it says no Zuffa box, and he's like, well, must be right. I don't know. I bet he's involved somehow.
All right, let's see. Let's just bypass that. Okay, so remember we were talking, and then even Nick said that Colby was actually released. He didn't actually put in his, whatever word that he's going to retire.
Yeah, no, I listened to this interview with Ariel, and he says he talked to
Hunter or Mick.
Yeah, and he
retired
from
the UFC, and we're no longer in the promotion. Can you clear this up?
Yeah, so I had a good meeting with Hunter, and we just talked about the future, and we talked about everything that's been done and all the business we've done, and it was a productive meeting. And I just said that I'm very thankful for everything that, the UFC has allowed me to be able to do in my life and all the blessings that I've received from them. But, this is the next step in my combat sports career is to join wrestling full time. My first true love and passion. My thing though, is I didn't need one of these crazy retirement packages, Ariel. I didn't need, this is my life retirement package. Look at me and look what I did. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I didn't need that. It wasn't about that. I'm thankful to all the fans. I'm thankful to the great journalists like yourself. And, I'm just moving on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, for Colby, who knows what was I doubt the UFC. Listen, I like Colby, but it's not like the UFC's offering these like mega fights, and he was like, "No, I'm turning it down, going to RAF." It's probably mutually agreed upon. Like, hey, there's not a ton of fights for you that we're going to offer you. If RAF is going to throw you a bag, do that, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure they just mutually agreed to step away.
Yeah,
I like how Colby was like, "I don't need some retirement package video." He's like, "That's not my thing."
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool if he had one, but yeah, I get it. He
I get it.
Doesn't really care too
All
much
good.
about it. Yeah,
It's cool he's in the RAF. He reminds me of Wayne's World when they're like, we're not going to sell out and do sponsors because he's in all the gear.
All right.
Did you go with fan questions?
Let's go to fan questions.
All right, man, let's do it. Yes, sir. Fan questions. Again, if you're watching this, I've said this a million times, not a million, maybe twice. But if you're saying, hey, how do I get my questions answered? The best way is in the YouTube comments of this episode or the next episode. Put fan questions, Nick and Chin see it. And then it gets for sure answered on Sunday's show because we answer all the questions. These ones are from my IG DMs. So that's how you get your questions answered. I post on Sundays and Wednesdays typically. All right, let's get it. Maddie Almaz. Question for the pod. Do you have any concerns with the security at the White House guard given these attacks on the White House lately? And thoughts on Scott Coker coming back to MMA? So two-part question. Do I have any concerns with the security at the White House given these attacks at the White House lately? That last attack was just some crazy dude. No, because an event like this, they beef up security. Granted, some of those guys doing security are complete morons. But I think for this, they're going to be ready to go. And also, if you are a bad person, this probably isn't the event to do it at because security is going to be so heightened. So I'm not concerned about the actual event at the White House and the White House lawn. I think they're going to be fine. You have the most powerful people, all the elites and weirdos, right? All the 1%ers sitting cage side. So they're going to have their own security. Security is going to be insane. My concern is for the outskirts where the public and the fans are. That's, if I was looking for a soft spot, it'd be that. So that's where my concern's at. Hopefully nothing happens. Thoughts on Scott Coker coming back to MMA? Scott's one of the best. His stuff's going to be tournament style. Again, I told Scott if he needs help with anything, I'm here for him. It'd be great. More resources for fighters, more fighters getting paid, so I'm all for it. Victor with 2 R's, Ambreeze. What up, Big Brown? Been a fan for years now. Liking the addition fan question to the show. So here's mine. With Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway fight officially happening, how do you think the move up in weight impacts Max's style and effectiveness? Obviously, Conor's been out a while, but in your opinion, how quickly does the MMA game evolve at the highest level? Outside of the ring rust conversation, how much of a disadvantage is Conor really at going into a fight with someone as active as Max Holloway? So it's kind of a three-part question. How do you think the move will impact Max's style and effectiveness? I think it affects both of them. A lot of MMA quote-unquote experts will say, they're not cutting weight. We're going to see their true form. I don't agree with that necessarily. I think weight classes exist for a reason. The best Conor McGregor ever is at 155. The best version of Max Holloway is at 155. So it's a shame we're not seeing them at 155. The only reason you're getting this at 70 is because Conor's been out for so long and doesn't want to cut the weight, which is typically a red flag. So you're going to get a good version of Conor, but Conor doesn't hit like a 170. Max Holloway doesn't hit like a 170 pounder. So I actually don't think you're going to get the best version of either of them at 170. They're true 155ers. Both start off at 145ers. So this whole idea of, but they're not cutting any weight. Listen, man, we got to stop all that shit because it is part of the sport. Sometimes the weight cut is what gets guys dialed in. It's what get them fight ready. It lets their body know they're going to battle. So, and they've been doing it for a very, very long time, and their bodies are used to it. So this whole like dark cloud over weight cutting, I don't entertain that bullshit. It's part of the sport. It's always been part of the sport. It's part of the wrestling world. Guys get advantages. It's what separates the contenders from the fucking world champions. The guys that can cut the weight are the best to do it. So I don't think it's a great thing to fight at 170. They're only doing it because Conor's been out for so long. And he's probably gotten bigger and he's had so much time off. But they don't hit like 170 pounders. So I assume the fight goes to a decision, to be honest with you. And how quickly does the MMA game evolve at the highest level? A guy like Max has been around so much, not too much. Not too much. Now, if he's fighting a younger kid, like a young lion that is recently into the UFC, yeah, some of those guys are a little different, but at Max's level, you know, you're not going to get some new wrinkle out of Max Holloway. We kind of know exactly what he's going to do. We kind of know what exactly Conor's going to do, you know, so not that much. Ring rust is the conversation. Ring rust, and the biggest question I have that's going to get answered at International Fight Week is what's he like coming off that horrible leg break? Most guys don't come back looking great. If you look at Anderson Silva, you look at Chris Weidman, did they look better when they came back after that? No. So it's going to be tough. Eddie Dawkins, Big Doc 01. Fan question, with how rounds are scored 10-9, 10-8, what is the lowest you have seen this with the round being completed? Of recent memory is when, what's his fucking name? Sean Brady fought Buckley. I think there were some 10-6 rounds in there, maybe 10-7. Completely annihilate him. And that's just of recent memory. 10-6, 10-7s, you know, it's bad. Bad. Ass whooping. 10-8 sucks. 10-7, Jesus Christ. 10-6, what the fuck we doing? Junior Young, JR Young, 22. If Conor McGregor wins, who does he fight next? Islam Makhachev for the title. Would be willing to bet on that. If Hokit beats Derek Lewis, does he get a title shot? No. Would you ever do fan zoom in? Fan zoom in, there's just no way to regulate. So I get a lot of idiots out there. So we are going to do a live stream, though. That's coming soon, especially the week of June 14th of the White House card. If Hokit beats Lewis, does he get a title shot? No. Because he just beat Curtis Blades, right, to get in the top 6, top 5. Lewis isn't even ranked in the top 10. So I don't think being those two guys get you a title shot. You got Aspinall waiting to come back. You got Cyril Gane and Poatan fighting. So no, I think he's probably 2 wins away from a title shot. Rightfully so. Nate Coleman, Nate_C23. Did you watch the enhanced games? It kind of went to show, even though you're on all this stuff and being monitored by a doctor, which I love that they did this, but only one record was broken, and it was by a guy who already broke the record the year before. I think it just shows some people have a skill set that even on enhancements won't change. Sorry, Callan. Yeah. So the enhancement games was invitational only. They did invite me to it. I had no desire to go. Because what it is it's not the elite of the world. It's, you know, former Olympians and stuff like that didn't get gold competing and them just telling you they're on shit. I hate to tell you, but the people you're watching the Olympics, that's basically enhanced games. They're just not telling you. So this is just a lower version of that. But to his point, there's this narrative. It's not from people that have fought or competed at a high level that, oh, if I took the same stuff, insert whoever you want, I would be just as successful. No, you wouldn't. If you think Barry Bonds isn't special because he took steroids, you don't know shit. If you think you could take the same stuff that Brock Lesnar is taking or insert whatever high-level athlete and that's the only reason you didn't play Division I football or Division I baseball or Division I wrestling, or the reason you didn't go pro, you ain't shit. They help, but not that much. They help the guys, the 1%ers, because 0.01% improvement at that level is a huge difference, but it's not going to help you. And it's not the reason you didn't go professional. Grim Wheatster 37. Would you wrestle DC at RAF? God damn. And how do you see it going down? You like your chances? No. Fuck no. Damn, dude. DC, DC was a fucking Olympian, man. DC was a fucking national champ at Oklahoma State. I don't have a wrestling background in Division I or the Olympics. What? Damn, dude, I thought you liked me, man. Out of all the guys, my first one I go against DC. Armin's fighting a guy that didn't fucking compete in the Olympics. Can't I get something like that? Can't you give me another guy at the same level? DC, goddamn, dude. Hey, man, you like RAF? You down to go against DC, former Olympian and fucking national champ from Oklahoma State? No, man. Hell nah. Give me somebody else, I'll do it.
I think the only credibility I give this is because you're probably in the best shape of your life right now, right?
Yeah.
That's probably why.
Oh, and he's out of shape?
I'm not
I see
saying
what
he's
you're saying.
out of shape, but he's
out of shape. But even out of shape DC's a hand.
Yeah, his skill set. Yeah. Well,
hell yeah. That motherfucker's a problem. Damn, dude. Let me get my beak wet first and then maybe do something like that. How would you do? Not good. Julian Williamson, JJ. If Islam and Khamzat fought 5 rounds, how do you think it would play out? Buddy, if you would have asked me this a month ago, I would have told you, oh, Khamzat's too big. He's going to mop the floor with Islam. After realizing Khamzat has weight cutting issues, mental issues, and he was willing to give up the fight and pay Strickland $1 million to get out of the fight, I'm picking Islam all day. Because I'll tell you who doesn't have those issues is Islam Makhachev. That motherfucker is never going to tell you he's going to quit. He is a problem. PNW_Bowhunter, AJ Piera. Fan question. I've been listening to you guys ever since you left Fox. Damn, that's a long time, Bubba. My question is, do you think... Oh, here we go. This gentleman makes a great point. I was alluding to this earlier in the podcast. My question is, do you think deliberately scheduled Michael Chandler and Conor McGregor separate from the White House card in International Fight Week so that Conor McGregor's last fight would be Michael Chandler at the end of the year? Hopefully this gets answered. Yes, and you're spot on, bud. You're spot on. The only caveat with that is I've heard rumblings Michael Chandler might retire at the White House.
Oh, shit.
But if he doesn't, he eventually does get the Conor McGregor fight at the end of the year. You're spot on. It makes all the sense. We've been getting hints that these two are going to fight for how many years now? 3 years? It would make sense. It makes all the sense. Again, you guys killed it. Great questions. Love you guys. Thank you for submitting those. I know I didn't get to all of them. We have so many, especially from the YouTube, but all those will be answered on Sunday, including the ones you sent me on DM. So I will get to them, I promise. I always try to get to all of them. I try my best. Sometimes it's tough. But yeah, thank you guys. Keep submitting them. I will get to them. Love you guys. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the fights this weekend. I will see you next week. June 14th is almost here. It's White House time, baby. All right? I'm Big Brown. I'm out.
When you're in a bind, you will find a new fight card to be broken down. And you can't fall asleep, 'cause he'll go balls deep on a card coming Saturday night. It's Big Brown, the Big Brown breakdown coming to your town. He's big and he's brown, the Big Brown break. Some of that was good. Down.
Brendan Big Brown Schaub.
Yeah. Fight card hurt to be broken down. So tired, so deep, hard coming Saturday night. Ooh, breakdown coming to your town.
Some of that was good.
Brendan Big Red